Hello, namaste everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is on the planet Jupiter. So long lost series about what's the basics of astrology. Let's today talk about the planet Jupiter. But before that, if you guys are new to my channel, please subscribe. And also, if you would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the link in the description box, www.anmollastrology.com. And under the readings and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. And also, I've added on some more consultation consultation options, sorry, under the reading section, which is regarding retrogrades in your D1, D9, and D10 chart, then yearly analysis and the dasha analysis. So you can check that out and book if you want to have that analysis. Okay, so yeah, if you want to purchase courses, you can check out the courses section and you can purchase from them. The booking for the upcoming course is actually closed now, so that will be available over the website in probably March 2026. Okay, so let's get started with Jupiter. So, Jupiter, as known to most of us, it is the most benefic planet, right? So, today we are going to talk about every side of Jupiter because Jupiter is not just the guru, Jupiter is not just the strategist, it's not just the benefic, fortunate planet, but also it has some rigidity to it as well. So, we are going to discuss about it. But how to understand a planet first? First, you always would understand that a planet is actually comprised of a lot of traits which are accumulated through the zodiac signs. So, Jupiter will have some traits, or some portion of it is going to have the traits of Sagittarius, other portion of it is going to have the traits of Pisces. Then it is also going to reflect the superior traits of the sign of Cancer, where it gets exalted. And then it would reflect the negative traits also of the zodiac sign of Capricorn, where it gets debilitated. So that's why, whenever you need to understand a planet, or you need to see that how I'm going to understand this planet and what this planet is going to do for me, how I'm going to judge that planet, or what is the use of that planet, what is the use of understanding that planet, then always and always refer to all these points individually and then club them. Okay, so Jupiter naturally rules the ninth and the 12th house. I'm going to tell about this first, so that I can give you most of the traits of Jupiter. So Jupiter rules the ninth house through Sagittarius, and it has the fire element, and it also rules the 12th house with the zodiac sign of Pisces. So it also has the spirituality, the unpredictable energy of the water zodiac sign. That's why this Jupiter gets exalted in the sign of Cancer, because it feels really comfortable in water. But Jupiter originally has the trait of the element of fire. So that's why whenever Jupiter goes into the zodiac signs of water, its boundary basically diminishes. Its expansion basically gets into water. So if you put a fire planet in the water, now you need to have a perspective, you need to have something, some responsibility over your mind before you act, before you do that fiery stuff, before you passionately follow something. So it's like Jupiter is a planet which basically represents your wisdom. It does represents the action that you take towards what you believe in, but along with that, it is also a planet that is going to first set the foundation of your wisdom, the foundation of your beliefs. right? So, since Jupiter rules the natural ninth house, it is the planet of expansion. It is the planet of your beliefs. What do you believe in? How do you differentiate what is right, what is wrong? How do you take decisions or fight for something? How do you stand up for something? Stand up for yourself, stand up for others. That is what Jupiter represents. If you have a positive Jupiter, if you even have an exalted Jupiter, a Jupiter in its Mool Trikon sign, which is Sagittarius, that would tell you that how fortunate you are in life, and on the other end, how generous you are as a person, as an individual, because Jupiter is your ability to help others, because it rules the ninth house, this house of Sagittarius. Now, Jupiter is also called as a strategist, and Jupiter also is called as a zodiac sign which is fortunate with the physical self as well. That is because Jupiter's zodiac sign Sagittarius, which is its Mool Trikon sign, is what is the symbol of that zodiac sign? The symbol is the half man and the half horse. That means it has the productivity and the energy of the horse, but it has the mind, the sharpness, the strategicness of the human being. So it's a mixture, it's the duality, it's the all-rounded nature and talent which is into the planet of Jupiter. And this particular half man, half horse is basically trying to target its goal. It is with the bow and arrow, it is trying to find the target and set the target, and then going to release the arrow so as to go directly on the target. That's why these people are opportunists. These people with Jupiter, you will see where do you find your opportunity. With Jupiter, you'll see where the opportunities are going to come from, where your dharmic roles or your soul's goals are going to lie. That is what Jupiter represents. Jupiter is the excellent manager of money. And Jupiter is like an old soul. It's like an old man who is very budgetary with the money, who is very miser with the money also. Jupiter is the kind of individual, or wherever Jupiter is. Suppose Jupiter is in your seventh house. So this can be the understanding of your partner, of your spouse. So Jupiter, wherever it sits, Jupiter is going to give you the ability to manage that area in a very wisdom-oriented manner. Along with that, you will always try to strategize towards that area. You will always try to be helpful, but at the same time, be strategical about it. Jupiter is the greatest financer. Jupiter was the one who used to give advices when a person is in need. So wherever your Jupiter is, whether it is in your ascendant, so you are the one who advises others. If it is in the seventh house, your partner is going to be the one who is going to be that advisory person for everyone. Jupiter in itself is also the guru, the fortunate minister, or the guru, the councilman, the financer. Everything is Jupiter. So Jupiter gives excellent knowledge of finances and how to budget money, how to utilize money. It also makes a person miser. But Jupiter is a very, very flamboyant energy. Jupiter, wherever it goes, it wants to show off there. It doesn't, Jupiter individuals you would see, or the planet Jupiter, wherever it sits, you feel the desire to show off that area, because you're never going to hide aspects regarding that area. You always want to be flamboyant about it. So even more than, actually, Venus is actually someone who might hide the aspects of that area. But it's definitely not Jupiter. Jupiter, whenever it wants to do something, it is going to announce it. Right? So Jupiter, with its Sagittarian qualities, is that passionate individual who wants to help others, who wants to expand, who wants to bring in strategies, and who is willing to fight. Sagittarius is one of the zodiac sign which is associated with war or warlike situations. And Jupiter is the master who actually gives that, it's like Jupiter is the Dronacharya in the Mahabharata, who is giving that orders or giving that strategies to how this has to be done. And even Jupiter can be the Krishna in Mahabharata, as he was also the one who was strategizing for the war. Right? So that is what Jupiter is. Then the other side of Jupiter comes in when we analyze the zodiac sign of Pisces. Pisces is a very, very unpredictable sign. And the magic with Jupiter is that Jupiter rules the two dual zodiac signs. That's why Jupiter calls for duality. One side of Jupiter is like a strict guru. Another side of Jupiter is like a very understanding guru or understanding, helpful person who is there for you, who is there to help you every time. All right. So those are the two sides of Jupiter. With the rulership of the 12th house, Jupiter also rules our subconscious mind. And since it rules the 9th house and the 12th house altogether, it means that this is the planet which rules our subconscious, which rules our belief system, which rules what kind of thinking do we have? Do we have a positive thinking, a pessimistic thinking, or an optimistic thinking? Jupiter is optimism, but the optimistic thinking comes from Sagittarius. That's the reason Jupiter talks about optimistic nature. But if Jupiter is in a bad condition, it can even make you severely pessimistic and also rigid with your belief system. So 9th house, 12th house, about your subconscious mind, about your spirituality, about what we think, about what wisdom do we have. And also Jupiter is the karka for your intuition, the positive intuition, the intuition that brings in the fortune or brings in the positivity within you. That is Jupiter. Ketu is the intuition which basically makes you cautious, makes you careful about others, careful about the other individuals or anything which is happening in your surrounding, or maybe some astral experiences. Now Jupiter is the intuition, Jupiter is the wisdom, Jupiter is also let me think more. Okay, so how can I forget Jupiter is the Jiva Karka? Jupiter is celebrations, and even Jupiter is the planet responsible for taking away the souls as well. If Jupiter has the ability to give life to something, it also has the ability to take life away from something. Like, for example, if Jupiter's activation can bring relationship to the seventh house, Jupiter's activation to the seventh house can also take away one relationship to give you another one. So Jupiter is like the God sent, messenger. And of course, for some individuals, this is the God itself, right? So Jupiter is the Jiva Karka. It brings in life. That's the reason Jupiter also rules your children, the birth of your children, Jupiter and Sun. That's what rules that. Jupiter also represents the traits of a husband or of the kind of guru or the kind of teachers that you attract in your life. And also, it shows your relationship with your teachers, how quickly you can get a mentor in your life, or if it's your karma to be the mentor to someone else. That's what Jupiter basically reflects. Now, Jupiter gets exalted into the fourth house or the sign of Cancer, and it is debilitated in the zodiac sign of Capricorn or in the 10th house. Now, let's understand how it is this way and what does it tell about Jupiter. So Jupiter in the fourth house, it feels it has the extreme, opportunity to express itself. Jupiter is also one planet which actually is about expression, which is about encounter, confrontation, which is about expressing its intensity, expressing its emotions. So when it comes into the zodiac sign of Cancer, it is able to basically expand its horizon with its expression. It is able to identify its emotional side and its giving side. So, Jupiter being into the fourth house or in the zodiac sign of Cancer is more of a giver, and it feels no foundations to give, because you are putting this Jupiter into a very emotional sign, which is already about giving and sacrifice. Now, Jupiter feels comfortable here because now it doesn't have any foundations to not sacrifice, or no one is coming to stop it from expanding its horizons when it's about its responsibilities, when it's about its optimism. And Jupiter is also the karka of your responsibility. So wherever Jupiter is, that house is going to be the house where you have to fulfill your responsibilities. So when Jupiter comes into the zodiac sign of Cancer, it feels good, it feels happy to take its responsibilities, and it is able to perform its responsibilities in this life duration. Along with this, a good Jupiter will also give you that opportunity to be the giver and not the one who is on the receiving end, right? Whereas the very opposite comes the Capricorn, where Jupiter actually becomes a person who is now more of a businessman, more of a corporate person, who doesn't care about what is going to be benefit of the others, but cares about its own benefit or his own benefit. So you will see that a person with Jupiter in the zodiac sign of Capricorn or in the 10th house is an opportunist. They would always want the opportunity to take the benefit out of a situation. Now, this Jupiter is forced to become or to sell its education, to sell its knowledge. Now, this is an individual who is not going to help others for the sake of just helping, but help others for the sake of just getting that recognition or being recommended that I was the one who was there to help. So that's the negative of this, or the selfish agenda which comes in with a debilitated Jupiter. And debilitated Jupiter also tells that you can actually attract very, very practical and difficult lessons in your life. So that's why it affects your fortune. It affects your your luck, right? It now this Jupiter is actually put into a restricted boundary. Now this Jupiter has to work within that boundary. It's not a free bird, because if you know, Jupiter is the free spirited planet. You cannot control a Jupiterian, or you cannot control wherever Jupiter is present. It's like it is boundaryless planet. It just wants to expand, 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 but in a positive manner, not like Rahu, that it's just going to explode and take all the space. Rather, it expands slowly with its wings and spreads positivity and optimism. All right. So that's what Jupiter is. And another thing, Jupiter is the planet of dharma. So what is your dharma? What is your purpose here? To come into this life, to do or complete your soul purpose. That is Jupiter. Jupiter is the natural Putrakarka. It represents your firstborn, your male child, your husband if you are a woman. If you are a man, it would represent your gurus, the people you learn from, your children, your firstborn specifically, and specifically if it's a male child. All right. So this Jupiter is going to tell you all about these. And Jupiter is also your ability to grab an opportunity and be strategist. Become a strategist, or become a financial analyst. So any sort of analyst positions is taken always from Jupiterian individuals, because Jupiter makes you understand the wisdom of what is inside something. Jupiter is the planet which shows you, which makes you believe not what is shown outwards, but what is inside, right? Because Jupiter himself is the person who loves to be flamboyant, who loves to be extravagant, and who has so much of appetite. If your Jupiter is in Leo, you will have huge, huge sexual appetite. Jupiter in Scorpio, huge sexual appetite, and for some people, Jupiter in Pisces also. So it's definitely a planet which can be lustful, not lustful, but which can have a huge appetite for either food or for sexual encounters as well. Okay. So Jupiter is not just the benefic, the guru, but it also has this side to it. All right. So this was my analysis about Jupiter. I hope this helps and gives you very, very good insights into all what you need to understand in regards of Jupiter. Okay. We'll see you with the next video. Bye bye. Take care.